See if the replacement parts, you see this and these are already slightly bent. Let me check the comment section again and give a shout out to those who got it right. Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and when watching this, welcome to a new vlog. Do you remember this video, the failed DIY video? I'm still recovering from that, but that's okay, that's how you learn. But one of the accessories that didn't fit, the radiator and oil cooler guards, have been replaced by Bike and Biker within a fraction of 2-3 days. Received the replacement parts, so let me start installing these. If any one of you had thought that I would have given up DIYs after that experience, no. Worst case, I had to pay extra for that footrest bracket. This is how you learn. When it comes to mounting some screws or bolts to an engine, I wouldn't touch that because that's something that I entirely don't know. These are things that I understand a bit, but I don't have the skill set to do it properly sometimes. And the main reason why that bolt broke in half was that the extension rod was slightly bent, which resulted in bending the fastener or the bolt which was inside already. Probably didn't have enough tensile strength to stay inside, and the moment the extension rod bent, the screw broke in half. So this time while installing the radiator and oil cooler guard, I'll be extremely careful. The weather's slightly better today, so let me install this as early as possible before it changes its mind, because the monsoons are kind of here, not fully here. Let me first check if the parts fit. That's the first thing that I want to see, so that before I start installing, I understand if it works. So these two are the side plates which kind of go this way. This is the center plate. You see the branding here? That kind of shows you the face up direction. It's not the other way, this way. Unlike the last part that we get, you see these indentations and grooves. This is exactly what it shows on the EvoTech site. So I guess this would fit. Let's double check. And that's how it fits. Kind of a perfect fit. I don't know if you can see, but you see this and these are already slightly bent. That's the damage that can happen with some small chips and flies coming in, directly hitting the radiator or the oil cooler guard. This can be adjusted slightly with a plastic screwdriver or something, but still better to protect it as early as possible. So first step of installing this accessory is actually checking the installation instructions. This is the EvoTech site that I'm using. EvoTech recommends removing these two to just give you some room. So I'll take a call based on installing these sidecars to see if I need to move this panel slightly outside. I don't want to touch it, but let's see if I can do without that. Before I start the installation, let me just clean the radiator guard with an old toothbrush, and by the small dents that you see, you can already understand how sensitive this part is for elements like air, stones, chips, insects and all. This oil cooler guard can give you that extra layer of protection because the shape of these holes is more like an hexagon and the stones are usually uneven or rounded, right? So they won't go in. I'm not saying this would give you that ultimate protection, but gives you that extra layer of protection when you need it. Chalo, let me first clean it and then get to the other instructions.
A few moments later.
Along with the radiator and cooler guards, you get 14 of these rubber bunks which go in here, and if you're wondering where they go, identify those 5 circles within this pattern. Can you? Let me know in the comment section. But if you notice this portion, that's a circle. You have to install 14 of these. You get 4 here and 4 on the left and the right guards. I don't know if you can see, but installed all the 14 rubber bunks. Pretty easy to install. If they don't go in, just use a screwdriver just to nudge it slightly. But don't put too much pressure because you don't get any spares of these. So next step is installing these M5 bolts to these button head spacers. These go on the top side. This is the right direction the radiator guard would face. Just make sure you get the alignment right because it's not mentioned in the installation instructions. You need to look at the pictures to get an idea. Just tighten it loosely with the hand till they go in. You have to wait till the full installation is done, but it would go in like this. You see? This comes front and this goes backwards. So make sure you don't install this the wrong way, the other side. So I have to remove this bolt, both the sides, and use this long spacer here. So this is a stock part, so make sure you save it. Whenever you remove the radiator guard in the future, you need to have it. So I need to be also careful while removing it because the small screws can be tricky sometimes. I ended up removing the side panel because it was making the job slightly easier. You see, this is where it would go. I removed this and pulled this slightly out to make it loose. And the reason you have to do that is, you see this radiator guard, it was sliding in but not so easily. I had to move this slightly so that you get some space to put it back here, and that's how it slots. and then now you can screw it up easily. Chalo, let me undo these 2 screws, install the long spacer, and then install the center oil cooler guard and these side guards. While removing these side panels, just be extra careful not to lose the spacer. There is another screw right here which is slightly tricky to remove because you need to remove this plastic panel ideally, but I'm just slightly bending this to access it and then remove. Once you remove that screw without disturbing this panel, it's just a matter of pulling this out. That's it. That's the panel. You see these, when you're reinstalling, make sure these sit properly. These can easily break. Made in Italy. And now you undo these 2 screws to slightly pull it out. Don't slip at all. See, it's sitting properly right now. I don't need to disturb this anymore. The advantage of moving this is, you see small creases here, they don't come in the way. And these are the 2 areas where this locks in, and also here. I didn't record much while tightening these screws because it's easy to slip them. You need to be extremely cautious to find where the resistance is. Like here, I'm unable to turn it anymore. Even if I go up a bit, I can turn, but I can feel it can slip any moment. So better to stop. This is a bit too tight. So you have to wiggle it to remove it. On a whole, a successful installation of the EvoTech oil cooler guards and radiator guards. Only these screws come into the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Nothing's moving, everything's in place. You see these rubber bungees that we installed? If you're wondering what is the purpose of those rubber bungees, it was just to make sure there is a gap between the original OEM radiator guard and the third-party accessory. We don't screw anything in there. It's just a placeholder so that we have that gap. And if you don't remove the side panels, what happens is, you see this panel, this groove, it's hard to slide this radiator guard inside this section. It was sticking out a bit, so it was not sitting perfectly. In fact, they even have guards for the cylinder heads, which covers this area and this part. So I'm thinking whether I should get that also, because it can get muddy whenever you go through some bad sections, or the stones can damage these cylinder heads. Not easy like the radiator guards, but still this can be protected. Oh boy, took me almost 1.5 hours to finish that installation, but in actual labor hours term, it is probably not more than half an hour. Half of the time or more than that is actually setting up the camera angles. See the hard work that we try to do, not just in doing these DIYs, but to show you how it's done. So make sure you click that subscribe button to give us that extra motivation to show these kind of videos. If you like them, let me know in the comment section. And talking about the comment section, if you remember a few videos before the unboxing and the delivery videos of the Pikes Peak, I asked you to guess the bike in the comment section. Some of you really got it right. So I said I'll give a shout out to all those who got it right. After I did the unboxing, few went back and commented on that video that it's a Pikes Peak. So not as smart as you think you are, but that's okay. I really still appreciate you taking that effort to comment and engage with us. In fact, while I was doing this DIY, a few subscribers were near my house, and please don't come to my house again, because when I'm not there, you'll be disturbing the privacy of my family. Either way, I was just outside, so said a hi. They wanted to check the bike, but I was working, so it was a bit messy. I didn't want them to see it, but you'll definitely have an opportunity to check the bike in the future. I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of, let's say, having a meetup. I don't want to have it in Hyderabad because that would be too routine. I want to have it in a destination or a location where I ride to. Maybe during the ride or after that ride, whenever we have a meetup, you'll definitely have a chance to check out that bike. Anyway, let me check the comment section again and give a shout out to those who got it right, because it wasn't expected and it's not a regular bike. It's a very unique bike. In fact, only one in AP and Telangana. Really appreciate those who got it right. So I got the delivery on 29th May, so it's roughly 4 weeks from now. So anything that's earlier than 4 weeks is something that you might have added after I did the unboxing. So Aditya Nalavade, I think you guessed it after I took the unboxing, but still a shout out for you. Anirudh Kallakuri 9833, yes, your guess is right. Jason David 9394, yes, you also got that right. Shravanti Surapaneni 4148, nice, you also got it right. JHE0318, I don't know your name. If you are seeing this video, mention your name in the comment section. You also got that right. Dattatreya Pandu 7836 mentioned Multistrada V4S Spikes Peak Edition suits for you. Think twice before purchase. Yes, I did think more than twice, but really appreciate the comment. Vinay Chintala 314 said, actually wrote a very long comment, but he suggested S1000 XR and Multistrada V4 Pikes Peak, and he had a very good logic for that. As you can see, I got the Pikes Peak, so appreciate the comment. I think we didn't have more than 10 people who got it right. If it was more than 10, I don't think it would have been such a nice surprise. But I'm really glad a lot of you loved the bike. I'm planning a ride sometime this week, so super excited and stoked to just go out and ride. And the weather is lovely, man. With rains, that's okay. I have climb gear, so waterproof. I'm sorted for that. Only helmet is something I need to figure out, but that's okay. Super stoked for the next week, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon for instant notifications whenever we'll upload the videos. And before the ride video, we have something interesting coming up in the next video. Here is the glimpse of that. Some adventure has to happen, ना man. वो black वाला है ना, वो bend हो गया.